Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. We have some big news. Multiple bombers, American B-52 bombers, took to the air, racing in the direction of Venezuela, and then, like, poof, disappeared, have not resurfaced. We do not know where these planes are. Multiple aerial refuelers were also in the air. They have been able to be tracked, but the location of the bombers is unknown at this time. I repeat, the location of the bombers is unknown at this time. So this situation, everyone's talking about it. We also have an emergency action message that is going viral, as well as Pete Hegseth talking about how the terrorist designation for Nicolas Maduro puts more options on the table for the military to take him out. So bombers are in the air as of the recording of this video. We do not know where they are, but we know they disappeared while racing to Venezuela. So I'm going to get into it. I'm going to break it all down. Before we do, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge boost to the channel. Go ahead and comment with your thoughts below. We need to get the comments popping. What do you think is going on? Where do you think the planes are? Are we striking Venezuela at this time? What the hell is going on? Where did these planes go? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that notifications bell. All notifications turn on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, XD_Hookstead. You'd see it. My DMs are wide open. Please reach out with whatever you got. Now let's get into it. As everyone who's following the channel knows, the United States is on the brink with Venezuela. We've run multiple simulated bombing runs with B-52s and B-2s. We have stealth fighter jets in the region. We have the aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald Ford, in the region with at least 75 planes on it, ready to rock and roll. We have multiple guided missile destroyers. We have multiple spy planes, thousands of troops, the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit. We are locked and loaded, folks, to open a can of whoop ass on the dictator, Nicolas Maduro. And every day we move closer and closer and closer, and you have all these strange things that are happening in Venezuela at this time. You had the oil refinery that they said blew up following an explosion that nobody could explain. It was engulfed in flames. You had the electrical grid get attacked, and the Venezuelans blamed the Americans for doing it. We really don't know the truth behind any of that stuff, other than we do know President Donald Trump did authorize military action CIA action to be taken inside Venezuela. And the next thing you know, all this strange stuff starts happening on the ground. Not saying we did it, not saying we didn't do it. I'm saying we don't know, but we know things are going on. That leads me to this. I'm filming this as of November 20th. Multiple bombers left from North Dakota, 3 B-52 bombers left from North Dakota at some point, what appeared to be late morning. Now, they disappeared. So right here, there's a couple photos. There's one of them. They flew down through the Gulf towards the Caribbean and then disappeared. Right here, you see Gulf of America. And then, poof, their transponders went dark. We know there are a couple aerial refuelers that were coming and going from Florida, it looks like, but we do not know where these bombers went. And their transponders have been off for hours now. And that would mean that if they haven't already made it to Venezuela, and again, as of this being filmed, we do not know where the bombers are. Now, maybe they will flash themselves on transponder briefly, but this is unlike some of the other bomber simulated runs. These bombers are going out of their way to not be found. These bombers do not want to be discovered. Here is another look at one of the bombers as it made its way from North Dakota down into the Gulf, down into the Caribbean. They have been refueled, we believe, multiple times. The situation is incredibly fluid, incredibly fast-paced. And I would note, in the previous bombing runs, the planes, at least in 2 of the known 3 occasions, the planes left their transponders on for pretty much the entire ride down and ride back. One of the 3 they did not. The Venezuelans have scrambled fighter jets multiple times, but they've waited to do it because these planes obviously have escorts they're linking up with, F-35s, and the Venezuelans know beyond a shadow of a doubt that they will get blown out of the sky if they attempt to shoot these bombers down or intercept them or whatever it might be. So here's what we know right now. Multiple B-52 bombers left North Dakota. They got into the Gulf, racing towards Venezuela. Then they all went completely dark. They have not resurfaced over the past several hours, but we have seen aerial refueling traffic that would indicate the bombers are still in the air in an unknown, undisclosed location. They could be in a holding pattern. They could be doing just about anything. The question is this the real deal? Are we going in? Would we bomb them right now? I don't know if we're going to bomb them in the daytime. That would seem unnecessary, seeing as how we can do it at night. And we'd likely want to soften up the targets with cruise missiles. But that is what we know for sure right now, that the bombers have disappeared after appearing on radar briefly while entering the Gulf down to the Caribbean as they race towards Venezuela. Yet again, this is the fourth time we've done this now, the simulated bombing strikes, but this is easily the most mysterious one because of how much information is clearly being withheld. On top of that, I'm going to put this up. It said U.S. Stratcom ground station using call sign outreach transmits 48-character emergency action message. B-52s and other high-profile support aircraft are currently airborne over either CONUS or bearing into the Gulf and Caribbean region. So I'm going to put this up on the screen. I really don't understand what this means, but it seems critically important. So let's play.
Whiskey 6-2 Victor Alpha Victor Charlie 7 Whiskey Charlie Bravo India Yankee Delta Foxtrot Victor 6 Hotel.
So that is part of the emergency action message that has been being broadcast, a 48-character EAM emergency action message that is being broadcast to Air Force aircraft in the region that are, we don't know. We do not know. We do not know where these bombers went. They have disappeared. I know I'm sounding like I'm repeating myself, but I'm fired up. The bombers were there, then the bombers were gone, and they could be flying anywhere with F-35 escorts, and we simply do not know where they disappeared to as of this filming on November 20th. Speaking of the sabotage or false flags, we don't really know. So I'm going to show you guys this. You saw this morning, and then I'm going to show you the new military comments from Secretary of War Pete Hegseth about how the terrorist designation changes the game for Maduro, the nasty dictator Nicolas Maduro. You can put on fire right there. The reporting was there was an unknown explosion that rocked oil refinery. So that is what they are claiming, that a unknown, mysterious explosion took out this oil refinery, and they do not know or have not publicly said yet who did it. They have not blamed America. I would be skeptical. It is the CIA. Remember, we've been warned about false flags multiple times. I did it first on October 12th, and then the government formally acknowledged false flags could be coming. And then right here, this is from Reuters. It says U.S. military has new options to pursue group tied to Venezuela's Maduro. Pentagon says President Donald Trump's decision to designate an alleged drug cartel that the U.S. links to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro as a foreign terrorist organization provides the Pentagon with a range of new options, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said. On Sunday, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the U.S. would designate the Cartel de los Soles, a cartel of the Suns, a foreign terrorist organization, which makes it a crime for anyone in the U.S. to provide material support to the group. Hegseth spoke with One America News, and in excerpts released on Thursday was quoted as saying the designation brings a whole bunch of new options to the United States. Hegseth said Maduro is not a legitimately elected leader of Venezuela and repeated accusations that Maduro is involved in drug trafficking. Maduro has denied such allegations. U.S. officials have accused Cartel de los Soles of working with the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, which Washington previously designated an FTO to send illegal narcotics to the U.S. The Trump administration has alleged that Maduro Cartel de los Soles, which runs it, which he denies, the designation will take effect on Monday. So let me make sure. Yeah, so Hegseth says the U.S. military now has a whole bunch of new options they can use to strike Maduro after he's been declared the leader of a foreign terrorist organization. We've talked about this. I have a video that will come out at some point about this, kind of walking you guys through the history of examples of this in the past. But once you're declared the leader of a terrorist organization, you are fair game for the president of the United States to just take out. That's all he needs. He has all the legitimacy to do it, has all the legal justification to do it, and they're not calling him a head of a state. They're calling him the leader of a terrorist organization, no different than UBL or Osama, right? No different than Baghdadi. And how did we treat those guys? We wiped them out. We hit their compounds with tier 1 operators and wiped them out. In the video I have coming out, and I don't know when I'm going to release it yet. It'll be a fun one. It explains in depth how that's going to work. So I'm going to pull this off the screen right now. So we've got missing bombers that flipped their transponders off, went completely dark. We do not know where they are. We have refueling aircraft in the air. We certainly have F-35s with the bombers. They're not going to let the bombers fly without F-35 escorts because you need those F-35s in case anything goes wrong. If the enemy tries to scramble planes, you need those F-35s to take them out. And so they're not flying alone. There are F-35s or other stealth fighters in the air. That's a guarantee you can take to the bank. On top of that, we have the mysterious explosion in Venezuela. We have the emergency action message. And now we have Hegseth saying there's a whole bunch of options, which is, I'll translate that for you. We have the legal authority to just kill Maduro, and we might do it. That's what he's saying. Like, there's no point in pretending like that's not what's being talked about. So that's where we are at. This situation is going to get as hot as it's ever been. It is going to get incredibly spicy once action is taken. And I don't think we'll strike before November 24th. I think they're going to wait for the terrorist designation to kick in. And that's when I think you will see strikes occur. That's when I think you will see action taken against the Maduro regime. But that is where we are at. That is where we are at as of November 20th. The bombers are gone. We do not know where they are. They have fallen off radar. They are flying dark with their F-35 escorts. And that means it is, I assume, another simulated bombing run. This time they're going to do the whole thing dark, but maybe they'll show up right off the coast. We shall see. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. What should we make of the bombers disappearing? What should we make of this training simulation? If that's what it is, maybe it's the real thing. We don't know. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. Let's get the comments popping. Anything on your mind, let me know in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys nothing at all. Huge, huge boost to the channel. Hit that notifications bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Reach out with whatever you got. I'll see you all next time.